Well, hello. Hello. An explosion that didn't kill me, as opposed to the previous episode. Welcome back to the ATuin server with Zzar. Still alive. Still digging. We need to get further down here. In this episode, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time watching me fail at stuff and finding out things we're missing. We're just going to, or I'm just going to, fix it all up to the point where we can start building. And burn, stupid spider. And hey, wasn't it? Okay. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. You also the last episode, right? If you didn't, well, it was pretty long, and that's why we're going to skip most of the small talk this time. I will, however, yeah, I'm just blowing out some of the worst stuff. I'll be digging out most of it still. I have replaced a lot of picks. I have some picks again now. And this thing is working nicely. I haven't got any squids, I think, but it's filling up. Iron is coming down, slowly but surely. Oh, there's more coming. More was coming. Excellent. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to build the item sorting system, which is going to take a while, which is going to be, or I mean, which is why I'll stop recording here. Okay, so I've been to the Nether, grabbed some of this stuff. I already made some of it too, so we should be good to go. We have everything we need, and of course dug down this room here. We have a little problem with, whoa, look at the color differences here. I have a slight issue here, which is we're now down on level 24 or 25 with my head. And I think it is below 28 where you get the void fog. So we're going to have a little bit of void fog down here, especially I guess if we're in this corner, like here. I don't know, but it's not so bad because it scales the further down you go. And I might actually raise the floor slightly too. It depends really how big this thing is going to be. Let me grab some chests real quick. Okay, we got our chests. Now, the basic concept of this, whoop, we need our hoppers. Where did I put them? Somewhere. There we go, that's the majority of the stuff that we need. There's some iron blocks too. I was thinking about building it out of iron blocks, because I didn't want to go get more quartz. But now we have the quartz, so it's not a problem. Oh yeah. We also want to have some scaffolding materials. There we go. So first things first, we need to disable this somehow. Store the items up in here. I'm guessing we could do just I don't really want to mess too much with this either, but I guess if I just take away this one here, it shouldn't shoot anything. Let's just test. If I put something in here, it'll shoot once. So I'll just leave a stone there. That one didn't shoot at all, so now it's just on all the time. So that's... I didn't have to break the glass even, actually. Let's put the glass back on so I don't forget. There we go. And we can put some redstone back in there when we're ready. When we're good and ready. Which pick is this? Fortune. And what we can do now is destroy this that we don't need. Just keep that in our inventory for now. Did I get the other hopper too with this? Apparently. There we go. Don't need any of that anymore. I'm not going to use it. What we're going to use though. And I played around with something similar in creative while I was on vacation, as I mentioned in a previous episode. And when I say something similar, I mean something similar. So it's going to be a little not perfect on the first try here. Okay, so the biggest issue now is we need to place, actually, let's see, this is going to be easier the further we get away from here. So there's going to be a water flow running over here. Yeah, we need it one further down for that to happen, which is kind of bad and also kind of practical for me. So there. Do this. So let's say water flow on this guy. Almost, because we're going to have these guys on top, but they are going to be facing a different direction. Not from the very beginning, I don't think, because it needs to drop the items first. So let's say from around there. So like, yeah, let's we can place on both sides first. These are just temporary. Oh, let's see if we can pull this off. This is more advanced than at least something I do on camera usually. So from here, I'm going to go with how irritating. I need to remove this so I can get in there. That's where it pops down. So we put the first one there against that one, against that one, against that one. Let's start with those three, or yeah, three. This one faces the other way, as does this one. And over here is just really some material. There. You can really have glass there as well. So here the water is going to be running on top of here and across these guys. So far so good. Let's remove this again, so we can see what we're dealing with. Live redstone episode from Zzar. That's a rare thing. I hope you appreciate it. And we're most likely going to fail more than once. Right, there we go. So as you can see, and I wish I had Optifine installed at the moment, but I don't because of updates and whatnot. So these goes every other direction, if we can say it like that. Now what we're going to have here, if I remember correctly, is chests. Double chest, double chest, double chest, and double chest, and double chest. And this is actually not something I've stolen from anyone. This is a combination of the things that I puzzled around with while on vacation, but it's inspired by some things I saw in order to learn how things worked, I will admit. Right, so we want that one to drop it into that particular chest based on certain criteria, and that criteria is which item does it accept. And the way we need to do that, and we also, so we need one of those filters, and as you might know, those filters work by, you put, what is it, 18, 20 items in there, and if you have those comparators on the back of that, they will only accept, or they will send a pulse that, blah, 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 something. Essentially, on the shortest settings, it will only send out items as long as there is less than 18, I think, items in the hopper already. And what we can use that for is, actually I should do, I'm going to do this first. I need to have something to put the comparator on. There. So what we're going to do, and let's see here, put it like this, one of them. Oh, space issues. There and there. And it do the same on the other side. There and there and there. And that will send a short pulse when there is a certain amount of items in this thingy. So let's say it's a full stack. It's on. And let's remove most of them. How was this again? Let's end up here now. We need to stop it first. We're going to take this signal. I'm not really the best at teaching other people redstone. I understand sort of how it works myself, but incapable of teaching other people how that is. I do believe if you do this general shape, I probably just shouldn't really bother trying to explain it since I don't really understand it. Let's just do it. There are other people on the server who are much better at explaining things than I am. So we take this signal, we take it down here, which powers this block, and takes it down there, powers this block, which we use with the help of a redstone torch to power that block, which powers the thing, the hopper above. And when we do that, hopefully, let's see if this works. If we put a full stack in here, lower it down, let's see how many it will leave. 22 it was, yeah. So now it stops at 22 for the reasons I am incapable of explaining. So anyway, that's how we do the filter. So what we can do now is we just basically 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go, that's where I got the number 18 from. If items flow over here now, and this guy is full, or if this has 18, or actually if it's like this, it will only accept iron ingots. And that's really the only reason we do this, because so it won't empty the iron ingots. It will basically shut off with this torch under here. It will shut off whether it accepts or whether it sends out more items or not. Not whether it accepts items, whether it sends out more items. If I drop another one in here, it should end up here. Let me see. That went to the wrong one. If I drop it there, it's a little unfortunate. Why? Come on. This kind of has to work. Why is it not going in there now? Why is... That is the correct type of item. Have I done exactly the opposite of what I needed to do? It's sort of permanently shut off now for some reason. What have I done? Okay, I need to investigate this for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Alright. So we're back. I had to resort to the local redstone hotline on the server, which is Momo in this case. Sometimes it's Steve. Sometimes it's AIM. Sometimes it's LB. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of redstone competent players on this server. Me not included, but it turns out the problem here was that I hadn't caught on to the fact that they changed something a snapshot ago or whatever. So this design that I used here was something that I experimented with on that whole vacation thing for a few hours, and it worked then. So that was correct enough. It did work once upon a time. It no longer does. So we had to make some modifications. Basically, instead of popping it straight down into one of these, like it won't accept items from the top when it's being powered anymore. It used to. So what we do instead now is I've lowered everything one, or Momo has lowered everything one below, and we put one hopper above the other hopper, and then we take that signal that I was trying to do, we take it out from the first hopper. Like you can see here, when an item goes in here, it'll power on. Take out this rose, nothing. Put something in, whoa, what the? Okay, I'm sorry, for some reason Minecraft minimized. Okay, so we put something in here, and it powers on. And we take that signal, we run it down there, to here, through here, basically the same as I did before, into this block. That block powers the bottom hopper, which will then send the item further. Instead of that hopper basically powering itself, we power it by the first hopper, and then we tell this one it can now pick up an item instead of that one. Instead of telling that one to send an item. So this will always then draw it from the top one, and then what we'll do is we take that signal, or we take that item through another hopper and another hopper and out to the chests. And we'll put the chests like this. Right, so far so good. And this will fill up starting in the bottom, because it will prioritize. I think that's why it does it. I think it will prioritize a hopper below rather than a chest next to it, because this one pulls items. So if I were to put an item in here, it should not... Oh, hang on. That sort of goes to both of them, actually. That's kind of... It sends it to both of them. That's not really what I wanted. I thought it would prioritize to send downwards first. So if I put it here, it would go down, then go down, then go down. Fill up this chest, fill up this one, then start on this chest, then fill up this hopper, then this chest, and fill up this hopper, then this hopper, then this hopper. And then if everything gets full, it will just continue along the water flow to a final chest over here. Oh my god, messages. But it doesn't. So I might have to do this slightly different. Let me scratch my head again. Okay, so I've asked around, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious solution to this particular problem. We could just go with the system that I was thinking originally, even though it's not as space efficient. And not sure why is it still shooting iron up there? Never mind. And that system was essentially, instead of doing this, do this, remove this, and we put that chest there, and then we put a hopper under there, which is now not being affected by that torch. Yep. Remove this. Put there. And now it will work in the same way. It will go sort of, or the way that we want it, even though it's one chest less. So it comes out there, goes into there, goes into that. We don't actually need that either. Now that I think about it, we can just do this, save ourselves one of those. See, there, there, and we go out one here. That's, well, we don't have to, but we can. We can go out there, and then we can create like a, either like a tunnel in there, or just have it further out. I don't know. The thing is with, if you do it like this, then the second one, yeah, no, it shouldn't be a problem. Nope, nope, that will not be a problem. So like this. Now it goes from there directly into that chest. You can try it. Goes into that chest. Or it should go into that chest. Really? It doesn't? Where did I put it? Where? Oh, okay. That explains a thing or two. In that one, it still doesn't move? Why is that? Oh, actually, you know what? With this system, it's kind of delayed a little bit. Because it receives its signal not based on whether it has an item, but whether the one above has an item. Which is not necessarily optimal. So because there is one here, it's on. So now... What? How do we... Yeah, see, this is what happens when I do semi-live things. So that... I put things here. Okay, it's been taken now. Into there briefly. Into there briefly. Into there briefly. And ends up here. So it works. Let's see how... It should stop at 22 items total in this one. It has. And it probably leaves a few on its way down here. Yeah, one there, none there, one here probably. Nope. Okay, and the rest there. So this will work, but it will... I either have to bring the floor down further, which I really don't want to do. We could, of course, make it wider. We could do... Yeah, what we could do is like this. And that. This would be sort of more space efficient, like this. um, in that case, it's probably better if I rotate it so that. Let's just see. Let's see. How many is left here now? It's only that one. It's the full stack. I thought I removed the redstone that powers this clock. Oh, and it ends up here too now. So there. Oh, should go all the way down to... Yeah, it ends up here. So it should be like 42 for eventually coming down here. Yeah, one of them is stuck in one of these, probably the top one, probably this one. Yeah. So that's not a big problem. So you could do like this. And yeah, we'll probably do that, but inverted, which means we'll have to use more of these hoppers in a long line out here, like 2 more. And actually that depends entirely if I want to do them, because what we've done here now, this is one suggestion. We put, or I could do something that is actually even smarter. I could do this, and we have room for 4 of them. I don't have to invert anything. That's probably what we're going to do. Now it ends up here. And we have 4 chests, and I don't have to bring down the floor. Yep, that's what we're going to do. The other thing that you can see here is basically just this same thing, but yeah, it's just so you can have 2 of them next to each other. The redstone wiring on the back. It's the same thing, it's the exact same thing, just lowered one and powering from underneath here instead of powering from up there. Powering a block instead of directly. So same deal. Small update. We're going to do a lot of work here, but I've done like this will probably be what it looks like from the front. We're going to cover it more up. But here we'll have those item frames and whatnot. If you haven't read the patch notes that well, or you're not familiar with the new chests, the trapped chests, that's why we can have full of chests like this next to each other now. Trapped chests, they can stack next to normal chests. And a trap chest you just make by putting a chest and a tripwire hook like this, and you get a trap chest. So those you can put next to a regular chest. So that way we can have it like this, close to each other. The one thing I wanted to mention, if you remember this, I missed something here. I've had I ran into some problems. I had to call Momo once again. How do I okay. If you noticed from this side, they're only alternating every other, right? From this side, it worked fine, but we didn't have half slabs here. This was a regular slab. So signal goes out from there, is only one long, or if you want to understand how it works, which I recently learned from Momo, the signal is only one, like this, not to here. It goes through this block. When there's more than 22 items in here, it becomes 2 long instead of 1 long, the signal pulse, signal length. Which is power this one, which will power this one, which will power this block, which will turn off this torch, which will no longer prevent this hopper underneath here from pulling items out of the hopper above, which will send it down this whole chain of things. So that works. That's how it works. And the other one was using the exact same system, but if you look at the wiring here, and it took some time for even Momo to figure out why that was going wrong, is same thing happens. Signal goes down there, 2 if it's stronger, power this one, turns off that one. But this was a full block before, which meant it always got power from this one, which prevented it from ever turning off. So it couldn't pull items. So now we changed them all on the top floor here to half slabs, and everything works smoothly. So if you're trying to replicate this build or this system, remember that these have to be half slabs. You just put all of them as half slabs. It was only a couple of small ones. Okay, so we built a bit more, and let's summarize a little bit. As you can see, I've also dug down a little bit here. 2 blocks to be exact, 2 blocks further down. That's because I figured 2 blocks further down I can have 2 more chests. And why not? Why not? Indeed. And then it will be like... Is that the regular chest? Yeah. And this, and this. And let me just... I'll just set this up correctly. Like this, and you know the system by now. And there. It should all be coming down here now. That's what I like about this system, like no matter where you put it or no matter what messes up really, it's going to fit in there. The only problem now that I can see is I have to, when I put these, I have to go from the side for placing each one of them. Do this one, and of course put the label, basically. The reason I have 2 iron ones here is because for some reason, and it hasn't happened now. Oh. Yeah, see? It's not like this iron one is full or anything, it just, for some reason, it doesn't always pick up on the first one there. Not even on the second one, like occasionally I get an iron ingot over here, I don't know really why. why that happens. It might be because of the angle this shoots it out or something. Possibly. But I don't think so. I think they just don't always pick things up. So, quickly, what's the plan here? Well, I want this further down so we can have even 2 more chests, so the total storage per item is 6 double chests for things that drops. And what's going to drop? Well, eventually we're going to have some mob towers, so everything that comes out of mob towers is going to drop, as well as probably various vegetables and tree farms and stuff above. Slimes eventually are going to be worked into this system. And probably a whole bunch of other things. So what we're going to do, this system here, the way it's set up now, is pretty much infinitely expandable, I think. So I haven't really looked at a whole bunch of these systems, and granted that the redstone part of this is not something I worked out on my own. I had help from both Momo and from Steve. I haven't seen this exact variety of this system. It's pretty simple though. It's like what feels logical to me, the way to do it. So I'd like to thank both of those guys for making it possible. I'll probably be like just expanding this thing to cover a large portion of this room eventually, not immediately and not on camera mostly. I think it'll go like take a loop here, turn around, have all the redstone in the middle and another row of chests here, and then either out of somewhere in the middle of it or probably at the end of it, we're going to pipe a sort of, let's say, leftover chest. Like anything that isn't in the sorting system will go into a separate pipe at the end of the line, and depending on a lever being on or off, basically, it will either just stay in that chest or loop back into the water flow. And we can do that pretty easily with droppers. I haven't done any dropper pipes yet, but I know how it works, and it's pretty smooth. So, last thing before we end the episode, as you can see, I dug down here. Apparently, this level here, which is, we're now on level 22 with our feet, that's where the buffs end, the buffs from a bow. So if I were to walk around here, we wouldn't have any buffs. However, if we have half slabs here, let's see. Yep, there we get them. So if we're on what is it, 22.5, we'll get the buffs. So that's where our floor level needs to be. I don't want to walk around this whole thing without the buffs. It's quite far they reach actually now, which is nice. So that's where our floor level is going to be. Not sure what we'll do with the chest there. It'll be a little bit annoying to reach them, I guess, if we have it like this. So we might do like sort of ish thing just in front of the chest, so it's easier to click them. I have to move these things down and whatnot. As for the floor, which kind of half slabs should we use? Well, it looks pretty cool with the white half slabs, I feel like. It's a big room though, and it's kind of a hassle to get this stuff. I mean, I have some here, but it's nowhere near enough to cover what I need for the floor and for the rest of this system. I guess like one of these is, let's see, I have none on me now. One of those are, well, it gives you, I guess, like on average two of those quartz thingies, and you need 4 of those quartz thingies to make 1 block. So yeah, it takes a while. But that's enough chatter for now. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. We are done for this episode. in the next episode I'll take you down here and look at the progress. This is going to be like a continuing project in the background that I'll do mostly off camera from now on. In the next episode we'll do something completely different. Don't know what yet, but I have some ideas. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around for the next one. Bye bye guys, take care.